It is safe to say that peak hurricane season is here as we are tracking 4 and possibly 5 different invests in the Atlantic Ocean all at once, including Tropical Depression OMAR still lingering out in the Atlantic Ocean today. We are looking at the potential for a major hurricane heading towards Bahamas and Florida in the coming days. Oh my, welcome back, my friends. September 5th, 2020, 2:03 p.m. I'm very happy to be back after 2 days I took off to get some stuff done. Check out the Atlantic Ocean. The 2 o'clock National Hurricane Center update has given us 3 updated invests, including Tropical Depression Omar, still in the Atlantic Ocean, basically dissipating as we're talking about it right now. We have a new invest that has popped up in the Caribbean just underneath basically that gap between Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic. Disturbance number 2, 10% chance of cyclone formation in the next 5 days. If you look at the bottom of this box, you will see 10% chance over the next 48 hours as well. We will keep an eye on this. Now, we've had invest 91L and 92L out here. It looks like 91L almost dissipated, and now we have a new wave basically replacing that. So we have invest 92L right here, 90% chance of cyclone formation over the next 5 days, 60% over the next 48 hours. Very important to look at that. And now what is probably going to be taking over that warning we had with 91L, which kind of dissipated. It was kind of sitting right here, about 10-20% chance of cyclone formation. Now we're going to be dealing with this, disturbance number 3, 80% chance of cyclone formation over the next 5 days, 20% over the next 48 hours. So slow growing storms. These are ones we need to look out for that follow that warm water belt all the way up towards the Leeward and Lesser Antilles. We do have a situation with both of these. Now check out what the GFS has to say about this. We're going to see that front end invest right here. This would be 92L, and then the second one behind it is probably going to be another name because we already had 91L that kind of fizzled out over the last update. But take a look at what happens to that back end invest after some time passes. I'm going to move forward in the GFS ramp here. Here we go. As I move forward, just follow the ocean. Check this out. We are going to see one of the stronger hurricanes we've seen all year pop up if this stays true. I'm not saying it is, but we are getting down to 939 millibars in pressure. If this stays true, any sort of hurricane of this size heading towards the U.S. is a big deal. 939 millibars by September 21st. That could be a little bit earlier in time, a little bit later in time, as we are looking about 2.5 weeks into the future. Still worth talking about, being that these invests are coming off the ocean at such a high rate. We can see just in this clip alone that at one point we have 5 low pressure systems all at the same time in that middle part of the globe, that warm water belt that comes off the west coast of Africa and kind of glides towards the U.S. And just as we get to the end of the frames here, you're going to start seeing that 20% invest just popping up in the Caribbean here. Just right there it is, just in between Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic. That's why we're getting that new invest there. So this could potentially fire up very quickly and become an issue for the Gulf if we don't keep an eye on it. Well, whether we keep an eye on it or not, it may be an issue, so we're going to keep an eye on it. And then if you also look a little closer, you can kind of see invest 92L right here trying to get its bearings, and then that big wave of low pressure coming off the west coast of Africa, which is said to be, as of right now, the bigger of these two if it stays true. A quick look at the spaghetti plots for 92L kind of give us a basic idea, I guess you want to say, of the direction, which is mostly west. But then we got some crazy looking spaghetti plots here. We are very early in watching this system. The point of the matter is that it's peak hurricane season. The conditions, the atmospheric conditions are incredible right now for the potential of cyclones. And taking a look at Ventus Sky, we can get an idea here as well as we move forward in days. We got the one invest here and then the other one coming off the west coast of Africa. Now look at which of the two actually gets stronger. Here's the 7th on Monday. Here is the Tuesday the 8th, Wednesday the 9th, and you're going to start to see this back end invest here really start gaining strength and growing over the front one. Here's Thursday the 10th, Friday the 11th, and now we can see all 3 of these out here, including the low pressure in the Caribbean. So 1, 2, and 3, and watch the middle one here as we move into the 12th, the 13th, and the 14th. A noticeable hurricane. We got to keep an eye on the trajectory and the different pressures going on in the Bermuda Atlantic, as this storm may be pressed down south and to the west. We don't know yet. Or it could hook up into the Atlantic a little sooner than expected and may be a non-issue. Nonetheless, we have plenty going on in the Atlantic Ocean. Very busy time of year for the Atlantic hurricane season, and I assure you we will see another major hurricane more than likely sooner than later. Just to show you the difference between the Canadian model right now, the CMC, and the GFS, kind of the same idea as far as the number of low pressure systems, but the direction they go is a little bit different. So you're going to see that front end one right here, and then the back end, and you're going to kind of see one kind of veer off into the middle of the ocean right there. You can see that high pressure in the Bermuda Atlantic bends back to the east, off the east coast of the United States this way, and that allows those storms that naturally want to come north based on the Earth's rotation and the northern hemisphere. It allows these storms to come north sooner than if they were pushed into the United States by this high pressure that sticks out into the Gulf sometimes, pushing these storms south into the Leeward and Lesser Antilles, underneath Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and then up into the Gulf. And then sometimes you see this situation where the high pressure bends off to the east and then allows these storms to come up a lot sooner, becoming non-issues to the United States. But then we have the potential for these storms to roll back and get recycled into that warm water belt. So here is what the Canadian model says about it. We got that first invest coming up, and then the back end one kind of getting pressed a little bit to the south and to the west. That's always important to look at. And then another one coming right behind it. And then once again, as we showed you, the GFS very, very aggressive with the predictions of what these storms are going to do. Once again, we got that front end one kind of leading the way. We got the pressure about to release to the east a little bit in the Bermuda Atlantic. And then boom, we got that big guy that comes right above the Leeward and Lesser Antilles, above Puerto Rico, if it stays that way, and becomes a major, major hurricane with the central pressure as of now being at 939. That is a high category 4 storm right there, my friends. And in all reality, as we look at another chart showing these two waves that we need to really be concerned about, there's nothing we can do but watch and kind of prepare mentally at this point, and just, use what we've learned from Marco and storms like Hurricane Laura to continue prepping and staying ready for these storms at a moment's notice, because a lot of people that don't follow channels like mine really don't know about these storms until they're just a couple days out, and the more warning we can get out, the better. So that is my goal here, and I appreciate every single one of you. You can see here any of these areas in red are highly favorable for cyclone formation. So besides the fact of a bunch of land interaction in the Bahamas and eastern part of Cuba and Haiti here, we have open game for the formation of these cyclones, and they will be forming, my friends. I'm telling you right now, we are not done with this season. We are just entering peak. We still have over 60% of the active season left to go, and it's the first week of September right now, with September 10th being that peak time for us to be very cautious about where we're traveling and where we're going to stay if we're going to try to wait out some of these storms. I want to thank you all once again for tuning in. I will have plenty of updates out as we watch these two invest, maybe 3 or 4 invest, including OMAR out there. The next storm is Tropical Storm Paulette. As we go down the list, we have Paulette, Renee, Sally, Teddy, Vicky, Wilfred, and then the Greek alphabet. Haven't done that since 2005. All right, my friends, if you have not already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Every little bit helps, and I enjoy putting out this updated info to you on a daily basis. Thank you all so much. I will talk to you all soon. Shout out to Canada, specifically Ontario. Bye-bye.